Rise of the Superman and Superwoman. It came to me just now, yo, to make this video and speak on something very pertinent to where we need to be internally and how we need to be producing ourselves internally in the element of our vision, our idea, and our sight of ourselves, how we think about ourselves in relation to the Creator, the Supreme Being, intelligence that has originated all of existence, and how we enact and exhibit that thought through us into the world, right? Very, very, very important that we start to reform this vision and sight of ourselves now. Unlimited thought, unlimited thinking, clarity of vision, precision, focus and direction in everything we do. In the previous video, the title was "We have the power to change everything." And we do have the power to change everything, so go ahead and check that video out, have a look at that video and really absorb yourself in there. Furthering on from that topic now, we have to be able to unlimit ourselves in our relation to what it is we think we're capable of and what it is we view ourselves as being, doing and becoming in life, period. Yeah? Who told you there was a limitation on what you could become or what you could achieve or what you could accomplish in the world? If you can allow a vision to be formed in the mind's eye, in the sight, if a vision can come, you can see yourself doing something, then you can achieve it. An example, we can imagine ourselves flying or performing a levitation or lift. Easily you could sit and see that vision in your mind. You can easily see yourself vanishing from here and reappearing in a whole other space of reality. You can easily envision yourself needing something from over there, having the thought of it to come to you, just seeing it floating over to you. But now, most people would go as far as to say, well, that's just fantasy, that's just fiction, that's not reality. And immediately, having the disbelief of something that you hold in yourself as a vision, as something you would like to achieve, holding a disbelief towards that, immediately cuts you off, or a doubt towards it immediately cuts you off from the achieving of it, especially if it's something that's outside of the realm of what we would call normality, right? Now I use those things as examples because they're quite fanciful, spectacular things that we would all wish we could do, but we don't even give them any thought or attention in our daily lives or energy or awareness because we probably just doubt that we could even ever bring such a thing to pass. So now's the time we must start to unlimit ourselves in our thinking, because if we look at the rapid changing nature of the world, if we look at the growing imposition of the control structure that is currently in place, the control structure that, again, as I say, doesn't necessarily have our best interests in heart or mind, it's designed to bring us into a further bind, yeah? To bind us into lesser and lower vibratory states. And the only way we're going to really be able to elevate and survive beyond it, to call it survival of the fittest, only way we're going to be able to elevate and survive beyond it is if we can see ourselves thriving and vibrating beyond it. Even if we don't know how we're going to achieve a certain particular thing, if we can formulate the vision of it, feel the reality of it internally, breathe and move and walk as though this vision that we have produced internally already is. The nature of frequency-specific reality indicates and dictates and states that it must be produced in our life outside, if we can stay attuned to that state. Alright? Now, it won't arise and appear in our world. Most likely anything that we want to have appear in our world, in our life, probably won't happen if we can't attune to it and stay attuned to it and feel it and vibrate it and walk as it, regardless of what arises in the outside world. But if we can stay attuned to it and have it as a central nucleus of our observation of ourselves in mind, then when we move out into the world, naturally we're going to start to have things that pop up in life that substantiate that thing we're holding inside of ourselves. And we all see this happening quite frequently.
Like, comment, subscribe, share, and tap the bell icon to be notified when we upload new material.
We must seize this moment while we can. We must seize this moment while we can, while we still have certain freedoms to enact motion without an imposition against it. Or even if there is an imposition against it, it's less than it will be if we continue to allow ourselves to settle and accept the suppression and oppression that comes from and in this control structure. So again, I just wanted to make this one really quick today. A really quick broadcast and build for y'all, just to say we must start to unlimit our thought now. In the previous video, again, I spoke about the nature of the biological, technological interface in the element of 5G being able to be a frequency specific match to certain melodies being produced in the body. Now, we have to be able to see ourselves, feel ourselves, and conduct or produce ourselves and our activity in the world day by day by day by day, sun by sun by sun by sun, to ensure that we are secured and in a vibratory state that puts us above and beyond the reach of these technological impositions. Let's just say now, reality, we're going into fantasy a little bit now, but a lot of you would have seen the film from the 90s, The Terminator. I think they made a rendition, a remake of it in the 2000s as well, The Terminator, where the Skynet is artificial intelligence and they produced machines that were able to walk around in humanoid form, and we were enforcing the will of the artificial intelligence, right? That's not a far-fetched reality. We see these types of machines being put into place and creation now. These machines, naturally, of course, they're made of like denser materials of the earth. They're made out of different metals. They're making them practically impenetrable, right? So we now must start to look at these realities and things coming in as a potential. If a freaking robot that's made out of steel comes right now with a rifle, or an assault rifle, to take you into custody, could you even ever perceive or conceive of yourself having the ability and the strength to dismantle and take that machine apart, or even to know what to do in your biological state to override the superiority that machine physiologically is going to have over you? These are real relevant questions we have to pose to ourselves, and real things and ways we need to start relating to ourselves. We need to start relating to the creator, from ourselves to the creator, to be able to start to morph and form and evolve in these ways that we can override whatever may be set unto us in the world in the days to come. Not to say that that's necessarily going to happen anytime soon or at all, but it's an example, and it's an example of how we need to start to unlimit our thinking in relation to who we are and what we can achieve and accomplish in the world. Again, in the previous video, the lockdown is good. I said the lockdown that we were under was good because we need to have this time away from the rat reel, away from the hustle and bustle, and in a space of introspection and self-reflection to the Supreme. The reason why we've been taken away from that level of reflection and been able to have the space to observe and perceive ourselves in a more clear space without the pressures of the world is because when we can do this, we naturally rise and elevate to a place that enables us to truly enact the powers that are supremely bestowed onto us in these states of humanity. Now's the time for us to truly create lives that enable us to do nothing but focus upon this higher reality and start to fuse this higher reality with our material reality, so we can start to enact the capacities and abilities of ancient, of legend, of myth, of fantasy and fairy tale, they say. But oh, these are realities of heavenly birth. So we must cease pursuing these shadows upon the earth, start to really rise, ride, and focus upon what is necessary to produce ourselves in these ways, electrically wire these levels of reality through us. Not that these specific things need to be our focus. The focus should always be attuning to the Supreme Being and serving this being. And as a result of our service to this being, we are able to experience great gifts. As the saying goes, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all these things shall be added. Right? Everything else shall come as a result of us knowing the kingdom of the eternal Supreme Being, the Omni-Being. So, keeping this one short and swift, coming with a quick gift for the Omni-verse. We must start to unlimit our thinking, our vision of ourselves, of one another, and start to create lifestyles that support each other and protect each other, cover each other from the distractions of this world, so we can focus purely and truly on achieving and attaining the states that are going to cause us to be the greats that we know we are inside. But we're never going to be those as individuals and isolated. We're only going to be these beings together. Alright? So with all that said, thank you for tuning in, and see you around for the next one, yo.
Like, comment, subscribe, share, and tap the bell icon to be notified when we upload new material.
Follow the link in the description to our Patreon to become a registered member of the Solar Omniversity. For one-on-one training, consultations, and all general inquiries, email onesolarnation@gmail.com.